We don't have a format, so we'll skip that part. We don't have any reading, so we'll skip that part. This is the Monday morning reflections. It's not really a workshop, it's just a reflections meeting. The whole idea of the meeting is to get up here, and it'll fill up because it always does, to get up here and reflect on what this weekend gave you, or meant to you, or something like that. Yeah. If you had an experience last year that carried over to this year, you know, just what it meant to you coming here to Camp Mac. I'm not going to say that. I said that last year. I guess I'll go first since I'm here already.
Mr. Ben?
Yeah. I'm an addict. My name's Mark Nastos, N-A-S-T-O-S. I live at 13408 East McKinley, Mishawaka, Indiana. I'm not scared to let people know who I am today. It's good to be back here. This year is a real small crowd. Probably has something to do with the price of gasoline. But those that were here were those that were supposed to be here. Seen a lot of old faces here, as always, regulars. Got a new girlfriend this weekend. She cheated on me 3 times yesterday.
I didn't mean to.
I don't know, I'm going to open it up. I don't have a lot to say. So you can come up one at a time, and just don't stand up here and talk forever. Let everybody have a chance. And if your boss is a jerk, I really don't want to hear it, you know. Take that to your sponsor.
Tell me 1 more minute, sir.
And always hug the next person that comes up. But we're not going to let you up here again.
Is that a promise or a threat?
My name's Brian, I'm an addict. Well, there's not a lot of people here, so I'm not scared.
Hurry up, hurry up, I'll go.
And I don't like talking too much in front of people. I'm kind of shy and afraid, you know, I might say something or interpret something or whatever. Insecurities. I was talking about that earlier to some people, why a lot of times I don't get up and talk, you know, because one of the persons with some time and everyone's too analytic or analyzing everything I'm saying. I'm just a regular Joe like anyone else. But Friday, I was talking to Dan, a friend of mine from Indianapolis. We go to a lot of campouts, and I've been talking to him about this one, you know, for a long time. I said, y'all come to this. I keep in touch on the computer and on the phone with him, and I was telling him how good it is, and sent him pictures, but he never got them. So I seen him I found a home, and I was talking to him about it, and he talked to a couple of his buddies, and they asked me if I wanted to come down to Indy and ride back up. So Friday I got up early, I rode my bike all the way to Indy, and then we rode all the way up here, and as we stopped, well, when we got here, we went out to eat at Essen House and showed them around a little bit, took them down the Amish roads, and they really had a good time here. Went to a lot of workshops, and they experienced something, and you know, through me just talking about it to them, and I don't know, pretty good time here. It's relaxing, just kicking back, and they had a lot of fun. We played poker and walked around and visited, you know, showed them all the different stuff, and it's just an experience, you know, that we had together. It's real spiritual. You know, did a lot of one-on-one with some of them, and it was good. So that's about 2 minutes, right? That's good.
Hi, my name's Elizabeth, and I'm an addict. I got a lot out of this weekend. I took some chances, and I think I got tricked, but I'm not sure. I have to do a reading at the main speaker Saturday night. I wasn't aware that I had to get up in front of all those people until I got there. And I'm not very comfortable with that, but I made it through it, and I think it made me grow a little bit, and you know, I didn't die. So I'm still alive, I'm still here. And I got in touch with a lot of feelings this weekend. Like last night, that speaker really got to me. He hit home on a lot of bases. And when I first got, I've been in the program for almost a year. I had 4 months and yesterday, and I realized that I hadn't cried, you know, since I've gotten clean, and I just let it all out last night, and it felt so good. And then, cause I thought, what's wrong with me? Everybody's telling us, I see people crying all the time, and to hear about them crying, I'm like, I am not crying. I have not cried. Is there something wrong with me? And then finally, it happened, and it happened last night, and then it was hard for me to turn it off. And I learned about that I have to be aware of how I react and how I act, because I know that sometimes I'll get off on a tangent and get sick. My disease will grab a hold of me, and I won't act according to how I should. I'll react in a negative way when I should be stepping outside of the situation and looking in and taking it for what it's really worth, and reacting accordingly to, you know, not flying off the handle and, you know, saying things I'm going to regret because somebody said, you know, you can't take that back. Words hurt. And I need to remember that, because I can pop off at the mouth pretty easily and not think twice about it until, you know, after the damage is done, and I need to realize that. And after that guy spoke last night, I ran to the phone and called my kids. I told them I love them and I miss them. My daughter turned 1 year old on Friday, but I was here because my recovery comes first, and if I don't have my recovery, I'm not going to have anything in my life. And I heard a lot of things about life and death this weekend, and I realized that, you know, I have a 94-year-old grandmother, and I thought about her a lot this weekend, and you don't know when somebody's going to be gone. So I think it's precious moments that when you have time to spend with people, that you should really take it for what it's worth and enjoy and try to get every minute out of it. And it was just a great weekend. And I had a lot of fun, and I love each and every one of you, and that's all I have. Thanks.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Thank you. You going up? Well, I guess so. Go ahead,
That wasn't the intent. I'm Billy, I'm an addict. I'm from South Bend. I love coming here. This is my second year. Man, I just can't tell you how much I get out of this place, and the people and the love that I get from all of you. You know, money can't buy what I've been given in this program. I just want to be able to give it back to others in the same fashion that's been given to me. It's caused me to be a lot humbler this year than ever before in my life. You know, some things happened this weekend and kind of really shook me up, but you know, I know, you know, my higher power says it's going to be all right, and you know, I just got up and prayed this morning that it would be, and I'm sure it will, because what I believe now is a lot different than what I believed when I first came into the program. That shows that the sanity of this program is working for me, and not too much to say. I just had a great time. I love you all. I'll be here next year. I want to see you all here too. That's all I got.
Give me a hug, man.
Gladly.
My name is Ricky, and I'm an addict. It's been a wonderful weekend. I came up here last year. I didn't really know what to expect, anything like that, and I was by myself, and I was doing a lot of soul searching, and one of the things beautiful about, even like when I was up here last year, you know, I took a suggestion of my sponsor. He said, get up, you know, real early, watch the sun rise up on the lake and everything, and you know, I got really into it in meditation and so forth, and I wanted to do it each day this year, but somehow I was tired, weather, this and that, but I had an opportunity this morning. and it's such a beautiful thing, and just to be out there and just with nature and God, and it's a lot that goes on. And by me being from the city, it's always hustle and bustle, and it's always so much going on and everything, and it's kind of like you going with it, you know. But being here is that serenity and that peace, and just just laid back, let nature, have, just it's a wonderful thing, and and I see why. Each year, and I talk to people, they say, I've been here 7 times, this is my 8th time. Some people say, I've been here 11 times, and I see, and it kind of touches me that now it makes me say, hey, I want to come back each year too, and so forth. And that's the beautiful part, and that's the family part about it. And I just love being here, and my schedule, I'll be here next year. I pass. Thank you. Thank you. Mike, come on up, speak. Come on up, buddy. My wife.
You so silly.
I know.
I'm an addict and my name is Verlinda. I guess that's why I married you, huh?
Yeah.
I am. You just do not know. This is my first year here. And I'm telling you, this is so overwhelming. It's so beautiful, right? I mean, I wanted to get up and watch the sun rise and over the lake and stuff like that, because all my life I've been wanting to do things. I mean, I used to travel when I was a little girl with my mother and everything, but to do it now, it's like it's a beautiful thing to get up and hear the woodpecker on the tree, and the fish jumping in the water, and the birds singing, and the little chipmunk. That's the first time I seen a chipmunk. That freaked me out, because I was like, what is that little thing? And just to feel nature itself was the peace I've been looking for all my life. I mean, this is like the one thing that I needed. And I want to come back every year for the next 20 years if I can. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just a beautiful thing to wake up and then walk on the trail and see the beautiful tree that's shape of a cross. That just, kind of blew me away. And I wanted to travel up here with my husband, because I was like, well, I think I've been wanting to go camping. He was like, well, it's really not camping, it's a retreat. I don't care what it is, I want to go. Just to get away, because I stayed in the city all my life. From when I was little up until now. And it's like going out and venturing and seeing all the things that I missed for all those years when I was using. This is my chance to just do it. Let's go. Pack the car, let's go. We gotta bring mama with us, let's go. And poor baby over there knocked that, she wore out. I'm just really grateful, and I'm always grateful to meet new people. I used to go places and just sit there. Didn't want to talk to other women. Now it's like everywhere I go, I try to meet somebody new and talk to them and, get to know them. And that way when I come back, I don't feel like I'm alone anymore. You know what I'm saying? I can go, hey, what's up? What are you doing? So I'm just real grateful, and I hope that I can come back next year and enjoy it even more. Thanks.
Okay. Might need to come on up. There you go.
All right, through.
All right. Keep going. Keep it going. All right.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Bruce. I'm an addict. Thank you very much. Well, this is my first time here, and I have learned so much. I met a lot of new people who gave me hope, and just everybody that I met, it's like I've known them all my life. It's just so peaceful here. It's very relaxing. I'm very new to my recovery, and I have a lot of respect for everybody here who has several years, because that gives me hope. I see that it's possible for me to, continue my journey and get some years under my belt, and like I said, it's just been very, very peaceful. I got up this morning and I went and looked at the lake, and it darn near made me cry, because it was just so beautiful, just nature. I love nature anyway, and I am just glad that I am here, and I will definitely be back next year, because this is a very, very good place. And thank you to everybody who I met. I won't forget you, and I hope to see everybody next year. Thank you.
Glad you're here. That was easy. What do you need?
He hugged you, so you gotta get up there.
Hello, family. It's just good to be out. My name's Walter, and I'm an addict. And it's definitely good to make it out here another year. I look forward to this year. I'm not very talkative, but I try to make it my business to make it here every year. This is a place where I can get closer with my higher power, the spirit of love. We grow with love. The spirit of love is so high here. I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to put in words, but I enjoy this. I love each and every one of you, and I'm gonna keep coming. It's an experience that I can't explain to everybody, to anybody, but it's one that I can keep with me all year long. This keeps me until I get back here again, and I'm just glad to have found it. Thanks for this year.
Thanks, Walter. Got a hug. Gotta pass the hug on.
I'm an addict. My name's Robert. Another awesome weekend. It's something about this place that, when I come in that gate, the peace and serenity here, looking out over that lake, it's just a lot of peace. I had high expectations when I got up here this time, that it wasn't going to be like it was before, because the people that came with me before didn't come. I heard the weather report was going to be raining, and that just goes to show that, putting expectations on things, you shouldn't do that, because it's been awesome. The weather's been nice. I met new people. This weekend, and then the old faces I see all the time. I'm just thrilled to see them. Jonathan and Derek, and I miss Joe this weekend, but like I said, I met some new friends, and some new people came up with us this weekend. It's just awesome, and in the city you don't get this, the atmosphere. You don't have to worry about the chaos and the confusion and the noise. You got some peace. It's peaceful, serenity, orderly, and that's what I enjoy. I look forward to sitting at that campfire at night, just watching the fire, just meditating. It's just awesome. I just can't say enough about it. And I'd just like to thank the people that put this together, the committee. You guys do an awesome job, and I really appreciate that. Hate to go back. That's the bad part. Man, I hate to leave. But the reality is, you got to go back, and but the memories. See, I can remember. I can remember the faces. I can remember the sights. Just like we just left the tree and we just left the tower looking across the water. I said, man, this will last me till next year. God willing, I'll be here next year to see my friends. And that's the good part. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Loretta and I'm an addict. Whew. When we turned that corner up there, the feeling came over me, home. And that's how I feel when I come here. I know if I can make it here once a year, I can get through anything the rest of the year. And I come here and I get refilled. This is my 8th time up here. And every time is something different. I had a lot of firsts this time. Usually I'm always up 5:30. For the first couple of days I overslept. I made it up at 6. My first this morning was me and that fire had a fight. I had no idea what I was doing, but the fire was dead. I wanted the fire. Well, I sit there and read my book. It took me 45 minutes, but that fire started. I could not let that fire embarrass me. I held a frog in my hand yesterday, and we just found another one, a little bitty one, just a few minutes ago, and he was in my hand. There's a bit talking about I was gonna squash him to death. My mom and them would have said I loved him to death. But anyway, I didn't squeeze him, y'all. I got out on the lake in a canoe the other day. I've been on the canoe before, but everybody else did work. This time my intention was I'm doing part of the work. So me and her got out there and we must have crashed about 5 times. I was in front of the boat, so you know I couldn't steer worth nothing. And all I could think of was, she was laughing so hard, all I could say was, we finna crash, hold on. Took us forever to get from over there to the dock. But by the time we got ready to go back, we made it back fast because we knew who had the power, her. I met some ladies last night. I love y'all. I can't wait to see y'all next year. I love seeing the ones I already know. You know, I love seeing the ones that I don't see where I live. The only time I see them is here. But that's okay. It seems like we make up for the year, and we know that that love is there. You know, this is just awesome. You know, there's nothing like this. Nothing. You know, and my plan is to be here every year from now on. You know, I am just so very, very grateful that my home group members thought enough about me that first year and said, you want to come go with us? And I've been with them ever since. And I've been blessed to be able to introduce my East Side home group to my West Side home group, so they all come. And it's one big family. And then to come here, and there's a family waiting for us to come home. Nothing like it. Thanks for letting me share. Oh, you know I...
Hi, everybody. I'm an addict. My name's Derek. One of life's parodies is that when we're really, really happy, we feel like crying. You know, I've heard it said that what God has created is awesome. You know, awesome creation, but I'm more in awe of the Creator, I think. And this is a beautiful place. You know, I was telling Philip when he was doing a little videotaping yesterday that whatever you brought in here goes through that arch out there, and the arch just kind of scrapes that stuff off. So you can pick it up and take it home with you if you want, but it can stay there. God will take it. But I met some really cool people. Philip and I made a connection this weekend, and both needed each other. You know, and it was great to get to know Robert a little bit better this year. And I saw Maria at DACNA, and she was already packing for coming down here. But it's just been a real awesome experience for me this weekend, because I've actually remembered people's names. You know, we'd be walking down the sidewalk from the mess hall or coming from a workshop or whatever, and you know, it's hi Kelly, you know, hi Maria, hi Loretta, you know, and the different people that I've met, and you know, that's that's one of the gifts of recovery, is to start remembering people's names when you meet them, you know. Hanging out at the barbecue with Walter and watching, he's an artist with tongs in his hand. It's just fun, you know, and I look forward to it. And I hope that if the plans allow, that we'll be able to mosey up to Merkna or get back up to Dacna again next year, maybe see you guys at Isnak next year, or you know, wherever, and maybe see other people more than just the one time a year, but the one time that we see each other here. I was telling somebody else this morning, you know, $7 for linens, $7 for meals, $10 for a day pass. What you get here while you're here, priceless, man. Priceless. And just in closing, what I want to say is that for any of you who struggle with whatever it is that you struggle, look around, because there's living examples of how we want to be here. There are. And it doesn't always have to be a fight. It doesn't always have to be a struggle. And the one thing that I've learned in recovery is that God's in charge and He knows what He's doing. And God is in charge and He knows what He's doing. Trust that, because it's going to be all right. Love you all.
Thanks, Derek.
Thanks, Derek.
I'm Sarah and I'm an addict. And I never come up and speak at these things, but I think this is my 8th year here. In this place, I think when I came this year, it just scraped some things loose, but they didn't fall off until after I came in. And some of you know that this place holds a lot of memories for me that are some good and some bad, and some I'm not sure what they are yet. And this year's been different. It was the first year, and last few years have been really hard for me to come here. And I get here and I'm like, okay, I'm here, and everything's been okay. And it's been more the anticipation and the fear of coming back. And then when I'm here, everything's been fine. And this year I thought, oh, this is the first year I was telling myself, I'm so excited to go, and I don't have all that stuff coming with me that I'm, you know, not wanting to have those memories. And I got here and they all came. All the stuff I was afraid about the last few years came out this year. And that's okay. It needed to, and I was able to cry about it. And I don't know if I've gotten caught up in that, you know, after you've been clean a while, you don't have that stuff, you know, it shouldn't bother you that much. And things that I thought I had maybe worked through a little more than I had, I haven't done quite as much of that. And I'm excited to go back and follow through with what's been started this weekend. And I've got some work to do this year. And I've gotten some really good suggestions, and I've gotten, you know, a lovely biker woman who just told me what I needed to do, and sometimes I need someone to just say, this is what you got to do, and I'll go do it. And I'm very grateful that she did that. And I will be back next year, and I'm terrified. So I am very much looking forward to seeing everybody here again next year, because I'm going to need you. And thank you all for this weekend. Because I needed it a lot more than I realized I needed it. So.
Hi, Jonathan.
We won't even get into that. My name is Jonathan. I'm an addict. I don't have a lot of profound things to say, I don't think, but I need to say that this year was totally different for me than it had been in the past. I'm not going to lose it. I swear to God, I'm not going to lose it. But I got here this year with a lot of stuff going on, and I knew I needed this. When I start packing for coming here, I don't tell people it's a convention. I tell people it's a spiritual retreat, because that's what it is for me. And I knew I needed it when I got here. And I was asked to do a workshop on Saturday morning. I was really glad it was Saturday morning because I got it over, and then I could concentrate on other things. And it was a beautiful, beautiful weekend, but there were times that I went to workshops that I held in a whole lot of feelings and didn't think I could let them out. You know, I was too proud to do that. And but I listened a lot, and went to a meeting last night that was one of the most awesome meetings I've ever been to in my life, where half the people there had double digits clean time, and I realized that they really do have something to offer. You know, I got to talk to, and I grabbed everybody, and I could go through the list of people, but I think people know who they are. And I really started being able to appreciate the old timers who have been around, who have done and gone through the things that I'm going through. And last night it was just like I just couldn't take it anymore. I had to lay it out, and I did. I lost it, and today I feel refreshed. I needed to do this so bad this time. I needed to do it, and I feel so much healthier. I knew I was spiritually in a bad place when I got here, and this was like me going into a hospital to get healthy again. And I really have to thank, you know, people like Mark from UP and Paul and Derek and Robert and the other Robert and other people who were especially at that meeting last night and who did the workshops. It was wonderfully done. And I have to tell you, as soon as I got here, my first question to somebody was, "Are we going to do this again next year?" Because I want to make sure that this is always here for me. I live from year to year to come here. You know, and one year I couldn't make it because I was so ill. In '05, I was in the hospital with my triple bypass, and everybody here, you know, signed a shirt for me. So I have a T-shirt with all these names on it, and from all the people who are here. And I have to remember that every year I make it here is truly a miracle. Thank you. Hug me. Hug me. I love you.
I can't help it. It's just me. It's not just this place. It's me. And I'm an addict named Mike, and I get lost when I look out there because that's me. I'm driven to it. The water, and that's what happens when I get around it. I lose me, and that's a good thing for me to lose me, because somehow I retrieve it with me and my higher power. But lots of times I got to pull myself away, and my higher power did that for me. He got me away from there. He made it difficult to do what I love most, which is, like I said, drown bait, and actually get some recovery, find some balance. Because I'm an addict, just like the rest of you, and I can go to extremes, and when I go there, I usually stay there, and I was able not only to learn things, but, you know, at least help some people, show some people that I know some things, and teach some people some things. Get to see people that I only get to see once a year. Thanks for inviting me to eat some treats, Robert. And even though I set Robert's pole up, I told him that line would fail. It came with the pole. But it's good for me to come every year. I need this place. And I see, with me growing up around this area, I think a lot of us take this type of scenery for granted. But there's some people that come from the city or they don't get this. And they don't get to see the things we see every day. And for some reason, I don't either. You know, I don't take it for granted. It's a hoot, whether it be daytime or nighttime. And I did catch that one, so I'm cool. And there is a picture, so it's not a fish story. And
okay.
Oh.
Photographers here, we know what they can do.
Trust me. Can't do anything on a video camera. Anyways. Thanks for letting me grow at my own time, my own pace. That's all I got.
I'm pickling you.
I'm going to take a picture on anybody, you're going to jerk my chain.
I'm Ed called Dan. And Mike knows I like to jerk his chain, so I just had to do it with all you guys here, so. Just rattling thing out of the way. Couple different things, and it's already been said. But, you know, this weekend was working registration. I've been involved with this convention for a while, and it was the easiest weekend over there that I've ever had working with this committee, and it just felt special to me again this year. This medallion, we were going to try to get it to go around the big meeting last night, and not everybody got it last night, but I know it's got a lot of mojo on it, not just from this room, but from this whole weekend. The person that this medallion's for, you all know. I don't know for sure how well you know him. I've known Mark for quite a while, and if you're not aware of this, Mark was one of the guys that self-willed making this thing happen in the beginning. He's been with us from the start. Whether he's been sitting in on a committee meeting or not, he's always been, his experience and strength and hope has always been there. Now I know that you probably noticed that this medallion only has a 7 on it, and that's been a sore spot for him for a while. But I seen him talk about and grow through that a little bit this weekend. Actually stayed for Clean Time Countdown, and I'm glad you did that, Mark. Being a sponsor and loving the guy like I do, you know, any of them little steps that I see somebody get through and work on and get to the other side of is always a joy. The ones of you that know Mark know Mark's story more than what I can tell you today, and I'm not going to try to tell you his story, but he's meant a lot to me. And Mark, without any further ado, I'd like to give you your 7-year medallion today.
Go, boy. Speech! Hey, Mark, how'd you do that? Yeah.
I'm not giving a speech. Medic named Mark. Last night's the first time I stood up and been there for Clean Time for a long time. Some of you know, some of you don't know that, you know, this is great. I'm celebrating 7 years today. I was 2 months shy of celebrating 14 years when I went back out. Actually, I stood up twice last night. I stood up for 14 and for 7. Nobody knew what that was about but me. Then somebody told me, well, you should have stood up for 21 too. Well, you know what? Next year I'm going to stand up 3 times. I really needed the mojo on this because there's been some stuff going on in my life that it's been pretty difficult. You know, I want to thank everybody for being here for me, and you know, I've been afforded the opportunity to come back after a relapse, and my story has changed to, you don't have to relapse. I did it. I can tell you what it's about. You don't have to do it. You know, relapse is not part of the program. And I guess the main thing I want to tell you is that the reason I relapsed is because I quit doing the things that kept me here. You know, quit doing the things that kept me clean, which happens a lot to people that get a lot of time, I guess. You know, so even though I did go back out, I didn't lose what I learned here the first 14 years. And all any of us have anyways is just today. I don't know. Robert, you need to do some work on that fire thing problem you got.
Well, Randy, work on that.
You need to send me a newspaper right after Halloween so I know if he did some work. I don't know. I love y'all, and you know, and hope to see you here next year. Hope to see you here every year, and
May the 23rd.
and bring a newcomer with you.
Yeah.
Let's keep this thing going for long after we're gone. Peace.
Next year is early. It's May the 23rd is the first day of the Memorial Weekend. Oh, yeah. You get that on your calendar.
May 23rd, that's what it is next year. 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Oh, and the 26th.
4-day week.
Good morning, family. I'm an addict seeking recovery. My name is Philip W. Man, this has really been a wonderful experience for me. Just let me get that Jimi Hendrix piece. Mark, I enjoyed that first night down at the fire, and that certainly takes a great courage, man, I think, to come back and find the humility to let go of any mistakes. You know, I really and truly, for me, realize that I am an addict and I'm subject to use. I recognize my choices a little bit better and different today than I ever have. And God forbid that I ever do use again, but if I do, I certainly would like to know that I would have the hope through others to be able to come back and get back into the process. You know, wow, man, shoot, how y'all do this here? I'm talking about this been going on. Wait a minute. In my process, and Robert started messing with me about 4 years about coming up here. How come you ain't started when you started? You knew me then. He kept this to himself. But I can understand why. You know, this is beautiful, man. This is an experience that I certainly make an effort to try to live again. And I got some moments on my camcorder, Mike, that I can take back with me, man. You know, because that's how it is. And in the meetings and everything is just the kind of stuff that you need. Talking to Ray, you know, about his experience with losing his sponsor. See, God put me right where I needed to be. Rosemary sharing that she lost 2 sponsors, you know.
and keep showing up, and they was able to, it's going to happen for me. That there's somebody out there that's there. And when I was saying, you know, it's going to be better, as I was sharing about faith and fear versus fear, that, you know, I'm going to find a better sponsor. And I say that, and I thought about it, and I believe because my sponsor is in a higher place with his higher power, and he going to make sure, you know, he gonna communicate for me to find a sponsor, you know, that can assist me in this process. It's just a wonderful thing. Camp Mac Alexander, thank y'all, for real. We grow to love. Man, I done got a lot of love. And in closing, you know, the diversity that's here. I think we as addicts, for certain, if anybody can help learn how to reshape this world, it should be us. Based on the diversity, you know, it don't matter what color you are, what your sexual preference is, you know, because we identify the pain of addiction and the reality of the process of recovery. So I'm gonna keep coming back, y'all, and Rick to have his family here and a couple of other people, you know, I seen with families, man, that strengthened me. That gave me some more hope, family hope. So I'm gonna keep coming back, and I'm gonna come back clean. And I thank y'all, and I respect and love everything that has happened this weekend. Thank y'all.
Thanks, Bill.
Bill already been up there.
No, I'm giving him a hug because it's all over.
I'm Dan, and I'm an addict. Jonathan said something about I have not a whole lot of anything good to say. I forget the words you said. Even then, I thought, well, I have nothing good to say. Not about this place. I have nothing to say. I'm happy with being here again. And you know, it's real cool to hear. You know, everybody says, you know, and I just think that's so neat. Everybody says, you know, I'll be back again. It is. It's something about it. It's like I was thinking of that old Eagles song. You know, I mean, everybody that comes, I'll bet you if you were to look through the old guest list, there's probably not too many people that are still clean that have come that don't come back. You know, for some reason you just, you know, we're it's like, you know, you just keep coming back to this. It's just really cool. I'm really happy to be here again and to see everybody and back to reality and dreading that, you know, that has to come, you know. I mean, I was wondering if they'd let me just park back there till next year. So, I don't want to pay anymore, just, you know, just the same amount, you know. Yeah. But love you all. Glad I was here again.
Hey, me, Mike. Hey, Mike. How you doing? Yeah, I have, I mean, I let my boss know that you know, I'm coming to Camp Mac and I've lost jobs because of that. You say, I'm going to Camp Mac, it's too bad, you know. I mean, like, you know, but, it's all good. I know it's good. And like, I come with reservations about but they're all, they're losing them now, and so, you know, but, I don't know, I get this problem that I can't talk, and that's, I don't know, it's just, I get my mind as to weird things, but, I'll keep coming back.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, bring a friend. Okay, we need to make this camp. We need to make it grow. Yeah. So bring a friend so he can experience, and if I'll bring friends, then it'll be bigger next year and pass it on. You know, I try and do it every time I get a chance. I try and say, hey, this is Camp Mac, you guys need to be here, you know. So, but only through you know, our desire is to make this camp grow, make this keep going on. We'll keep going on. So I'll keep coming back. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mike's trying to start a new tradition here by bringing his work truck. I hope there's not as many truckers in this group as there are bikers.
I'm an addict. My name is Robert, and I'm truly glad to be able to come this weekend. For me, I didn't know for sure if I was gonna come, but I had some really good moments and a lot of laughs. Sharman is just been this has kept me tickled all weekend, and it's just something about her personality, Robert. You know what I'm saying? That I just, you know. But one of the things came to mind for me sitting in the chair a while ago as everybody was coming up and I was looking around, and you know, I have really got addicted to coming up to Camp Mac. You know, it's like it's a part of something that would die if I didn't get an opportunity to come up here now. Something would have to happen, you know what I mean, for me really not to be here for this trip. You know, I even like the smell of the wood when I walk in here, you know what I mean? It's like a smell that I look forward to once a year. When I walk right in here, it's just, damn, I'm here again, you know? A gentleman gave me a picture one year, I still got it in my textbook, of him and Jimmy Kay when they was in New York one year at a convention. And you know, I hold things like that dear to me. You know, it's some things gonna happen to you in this process that you're gonna ask yourself, why did that happen to me? But I've bonded this year more than I bonded ever before. I didn't have no kids this year, and that was, you know, different. And I just chose to make that decision not to bring my kids this year because they growing up, and I needed to see what it feel like to come up here and just be with Robert. One of the things I want to share though is when I ask myself, am I all right being me? This is one place that if you get a chance to experience it, being here, you can leave here saying, you know what, I must be all right with just who I am, because you get an opportunity to be whoever you want to be, but this place gives you an opportunity to find out that who you are is that you're all right with who you are. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of days on my job, I have to wear certain masks. You know what I'm saying? I had to wear certain hats. You know what I'm saying? That shit. So this place just let me know that all that I've been this weekend is who I am. You know, and that's who God created me to be. You know, because some days I forget, I get confused at who I am and who I think I'm supposed to be. You know, but when I'm up here this weekend, it just allows me to know that my personality, my character, and my characteristics is who I really am, you know. And when I go back to the city, some days, you know, people will put pressure on you, make you think that you're not who you are, you know. So that's one of the things I experienced this weekend, is appreciating knowing that who all I am, who all I've become, is who I really am, you know. And I don't have to change that for nobody. You know, God created me to be who I am, and I'm satisfied with that. I've had a lot of laughs this weekend. One of the things you guys don't know is, you know, this weekend, one of my sponsees, Walter, sitting over there, is the guy that I've been sponsoring for the 15 years that he's been here, and he celebrates this week every weekend. Every year he come up here is this weekend for celebration. So let's give Walter a round of applause for 15 years. you know, this is one of the guys that has helped me with a lot of my fearful breakthroughs in my life. You know, when God put him in my life, God knew that I was a frightened and insecure person. And, you know, because he worked with his hands a lot, you know, doing plumbing work, he's helped me not be so afraid to deal with life. You know what I'm saying? When shit break down, you know what I'm saying? I can call on him. The other weekend, my daughter got in a little trouble, and I had to ask her to leave my home. And so I was sitting there after I made the choice for her to leave, and I was sitting there, and I was feeling this afraidness. This fear was coming over me, and like, cause it was kind of late at night, and I was like, damn, who do I call to let him know I made this decision, you know? And I thought I'd give him a call, and I called Walter. And when I called him, it was around 10:30 at night, and I was sitting on the couch. I had made the decision, and I said, you know what, I'm not going to do anything else. Just leave. And so when I called him to just assure myself that I had did what I done, it was okay, I called him, and I could hear his voice. He was sick. And he was real sick. And what I'm saying this is to say this, that this is a spiritual program, it's a spiritual matter that we involved in, and it ain't no mistakes. You know, when I called him, my stuff wasn't important no more. What it was that I needed to call him. God put me on the phone to make sure that he knew that somebody was in his life. And it just totally made me forget about what I had done, and I called him and asked him, man, I'll be right there, or whatever you need me to do. And you could hear this humbling voice saying, I'll be all right, I'll be all right. And that's always been him. That's always made me angry about him. He always tried to handle shit by himself, you know what I'm saying? But I love him dearly, man, and I really appreciate Phil taking the opportunity to come up here. Yeah, he's right. I've been begging his ass to come up here for 2 or 3 years, and you know, every now and then we get a chance to get another veteran to come up here. So I'm truly honored, man, to have my sponsor in my life, man. I don't know what I'd do without this man here. You know, he's really the backbone to my recovery today. You know, it ain't awesome, man, that you get people like this guy, man, that's my sponsor, to still want to be fulfilling like he is in my life. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I have to understand Phil, and Phil know that you know, this is a moment of rejoicing. You know what I'm saying? And he would have said no, he didn't want to come on account of losing his sponsor. I would have understood that. But I was praying that he did take the opportunity to come in and just because this couldn't have been a better place for him to be. And all the love and support you've gotten, Phil. And I tell people in closing that, you know, I done got in my set ways now to where, you know, when I go back to the city and invite people to come, I don't put a whole lot of expectations on what you ought to expect when you come here. You know, because a lot of times people set themselves up by doing that. Just come and enjoy the wealth and the love that's here, man. And Dan, y'all did a great job. Mark, you guys do a great job every year, man. You know, we don't see the side behind the door through the years when y'all putting this thing on, man. A lot of times people just come here and expect things to happen, you know what I'm saying? But it's done got down to the point where the people that's here is supposed to be here. You know what I mean? And when you come prepared to be here. It don't need to be people up here, you understand, trying to shoot moves and shoot corn. You know what I'm saying? People come up here, it's a cheap price to pay for a good weekend. It's very, very cheap. I don't know about y'all, but I smoked $135 up in a couple hours. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it was like over, get the hell out. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this is a lasting memory, man. You know, for $135 is the last a whole year. A good high to last a whole year ain't bad, you know. So, you know, if the price go up, it's all right with me, man. It still beat being in the dope house. So I love y'all, man, and you know, just love me, man, and for who I am. You know, I come here and I expose my ego. I really do, because we all got them. You know what I'm saying? But this is an opportunity for me to just work on my being humble, staying humble. You know what I'm saying? And I like being humble today, but a lot of days my ego just smash that, you know, that idea of being humble, and it want to take over. But I always have to know that I have an ego. You know what I'm saying? And I come here to get in touch with my ego and my control issues. You know what I'm saying? Because I had them too. So I get a chance to come up here and pay attention to them and recognize them and see what I can do to better myself. You know, because every day you get another shot at being better. You know, so I'm grateful as hell to be here. I'm still teachable. This lady right here today, I don't know her name, but Martha. And she knows, and every time I see her, I say, you know what, Robert, you still can work on your patience too. You know what I'm saying? Because this lady has sat here and been just as content and patient. You know what I'm saying? I imagine she probably done reminded somebody in somebody's life, you know what I'm saying, with that wisdom to just be patient. And it's a good day, man. I'm grateful to be here. I hope everybody have a safe trip back on their journey. Thank you. Okay.
Come on, Mark.
My name is Sandy. Hi, Sandy.
All right,
Move
Sandy.
fast.
That's all right. I'm old, man.
And I'm an addict. And it's a pleasure always, you know, to come to Camp Mac, and you know, I look forward to it every year. You know, as soon as May get in, the first thing me and Maria do is call each other, oh, it's May, Camp Mac in 28 days. Oh, and then the rest of the month we just be, you know, on this high. Even though, you know, for me, Camp Mac is, I guess it's not exactly the same because of my girlfriend Vicky. You know, I started coming here with her in '97. She started me to come into Camp Mac. I think Vicky had came here the first year on her own in '96, and then that following year she asked me to come, and me and her, and then the following year in '98 we asked Maria to, you know, we said, well, Maria probably like something like this, you know. And then the three of us was like the Three Musketeers for, you know, years coming here. And then Vicky moved away, you know, to Alabama. And, you know, it hadn't really been the same. But I love Camp Mac, and, you know, I still love coming. And every year I come here, I find out a little bit something about myself. You know, a lot of my secrets I revealed right here in Camp Mac. Right here in Camp Mac. You know, I don't know, for some reason it just comes out. Just comes out, you know. And, you know, I was thinking, we thinking that this started at 11:30. And I'm telling Maria, oh, 11:30, starts at 11:30. I'm out there in the front, and Bob's girlfriend says, it's almost over. I was like, oh my God, Maria's gonna kill me. You know, but I love this place. God, this Camp Mac has changed my whole life and allowed me to just free myself up. And, you know, and I know and I understand that if when you hold secrets and you hold things inside of you, it stops the growth. You know, I just want to thank Camp Mac. Thanks. Love all you guys.
Thank you. There you go.
Morning, I'm an addict. My name's Mark.
Hey, Mark.
I don't know, this year, like usually I got this like lead-in kind of to Camp Mac, you know. I'm in the garage trying to get a bike together to get down here, and this year I didn't have that. I mean, like, I don't know what happened. I went in the garage and the bike started, and I didn't have to go through this whole thing, you know. And then I ended up on the road, and so I had a couple days to kill, and I was over in Fort Wayne, just hanging out, going to meetings and meeting new people, and I wasn't getting this, like, excitement. And I started thinking about, I'm placing expectations on this thing, man. And I'm getting all caught up in who used to be here. And I was having a hard time meditating everything. The voices wouldn't shut off. And I didn't really get stoked until I got to the corner of 6th and 15. And when I hit that corner, man, the joy just came. And I was so glad that I didn't just say, you know what, man, I don't feel like going to Camp Mac this year. Because that's kind of what I was feeling. I don't know why I was feeling that. But I got here and started getting in, started slowing down enough to get into the moments. Okay? And for me, I mean, there's this, I don't know who this guy is, I can't remember, but he talks about like a human being instead of a human doing, you know? And I gotta get with that, man, because I don't have no problem doing, you know? And in doing, I'm just like not dealing with anything as far as the being goes. And this place gives me a chance just to be. And it gives me a chance to connect with people that I might not see for another year, man. And I was grateful that I was able, you know, I'm grateful, I gotta get grateful for the people that in recovery that have been in my life that are no longer here, and the gifts that they gave me, you know. So that's I like, there's things I didn't do this year, you know. I didn't make it into the chapel, and I didn't make it to the tree, and I didn't make it to the little platform thing, but I made it into other places, man, and I got to share with other people, and it was fucking beautiful, man. And this place is special. It is special, and it kind of starts out the year, man. The camp out part of the year, you know. This is like the first thing for us to come to, and I get reminded of the basics, man. I get reminded of the things that I forget about, you know, because I don't know, some of them brain cells, man, they went away, and they ain't been back yet, and some of the things I learned, I forget about. And I was able to remember something that I was really into for a while, and it was just this little thought that was, if I can't have what I want, please help me want what I have. And I do, man. I get caught up in the wants, or I get caught up in the expectations, or I get caught up in placing value. Now, who in the hell am I to place value on anything? I shouldn't be doing that. So when I can get back to the basic, and that's what this place helps me do. And yeah, I carry it with me for a good year anyways, because, you know, just the thing here, man, just the thing, you know. You guys know what it is because you're here. you know, and you try to take it back home, and you say, man, look, I got this place, you know, I got this place, man, I want to share it with you. And that, man, what, you know, like they say, what the hell, you know, for me, why are you going 8 hours? Well, hey, you know, what else would I do? You know, and they talk about the rain, and I always say, you know what, I didn't check the Weather Channel before I went to COP. I never did. Maybe you did, but shit, when my shit took me, my TV set was gone, man, you know, so I don't know, you know, so I'm, you know, that's cool, it's sunny today, because I gotta ride for a while, but you know what, if it was raining, so what? You know, it's about what's in here, not about what comes out there, you know, it's what's in here. So thank you, people, for giving me a piece of you. I'm so grateful for that. Thanks.
this is the time you want to close it up. Go ahead, speak. Let's say something to Mike real quick. Go ahead. Go ahead. We're about wrapping it up.
You're gonna get me killed by my husband.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Lori and I'm an addict.
Hey, Lori.
I just, I'll tell you, this is one of my favorite things all year round. This committee, the way they do this, and the setting, and just everything. And I'm just so grateful. And I just want to thank them really, because without them, we wouldn't have this, and without you, we wouldn't have any of it. Anyhow, thanks.
All right, anybody else before we wrap it up? Close it up. That's it. Another fine year.
Acting Mark. This is it. It's officially over. Thanks for coming. See you next year. Bring a newcomer with you.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.